Hello and welcome to the NGOs studio at European Utility Week 2016. My name is Ade and today I'm joined by Huseyin Demirhisar from Angel Wings Ventures.
Correct.
Hi Huseyin, how you doing?
Very well indeed. It was very exciting week and lots of brilliant people, lots of great ideas who are ready to change the world. So if I was able to contribute to that crowd, I'm very happy already.
You've got a really positive demeanor, Huseyin. I feel the need, and just for the benefit of the people listening, could you just tell us about yourself and Angel Wings?
So I have an investment background for 20 years. I began as a banker and then I moved to Shell, then to ING, and then to a family office venture capital firm. And then I decided that I want to change the world for the better. So I decided, because I've seen that our resources are depleting and there are many people in need and they cannot access to finance, they cannot access to proper education. So I said, and I had 2 kids at that moment, and I realized that I want to do a better world than I have found. So I found my firm, Angel Wings Ventures, which is an impact investment advisory firm. We work with the foundations, organizations, and also with the asset managers, and we help them to integrate their impact goals into their investment process. And also we work with the enterprises, and we help them to assess their impact. So we do an impact assessment with them, and also we help them to restructure themselves to have a sound, stable financial structure. That's what we do.
Okay, so there's a lot of passionate personal stuff there.
It's true.
I think it's only fair that I ask you, why the energy sector? Why here?
Oh yeah, because out of this 20 years, I was involved in energy sector, 15 years. So majority of my time is spent in the sector. I was working for Shell. I was in the corporate finance department and also in treasury departments in Shell. And then I moved to ING and I was the structured financier for power and utilities sector in Europe. So the experience is there. There's a clear match. And I believe that energy is, what we need to power ourselves. And it's one of the most essential resource that, and also the industry that we cannot live without. So yes, I'm passionate about what I'm doing. And energy, as the name suggests, it also gives me further energy. So I love it. Yeah.
You know, it's quite interesting. You said I looked at myself, and I had 2 kids, and that's a very, very personal thing. The sector itself, everybody in the energy sector is an energy consumer, and there are a lot of talks there, people trying to balance how to engage with energy consumers. Perhaps they ask, can you not speak to yourself? What I want to ask you is, how are you taking impact investments to develop lives, and where are you doing so? I know you're doing a lot of travel recently.
Yeah. Right now I'm focused in Kenya, and specifically in Nairobi region. It's big enough. And we are also looking at right now to Uganda. We are very much interested in the market there, and also in Turkey. But the problems are different. So the solutions that we are trying to bring into the market or to the people are different. Technology is our biggest enabler to help the communities. So what we are doing is, for example, in one project, we are creating a payment system so that people, the micro entrepreneurs, can find the right energy source and pay their bill by the payment system that we are creating. In another place, we see the problem that actually they are off-grid. So we are now building off-grid solutions for the people who in need, and they can also pay as-you-go scheme we are looking at, and also it's about the beneficiary. When you are in the head office anywhere, you can design the best system, and you can believe and you can go to the field and you will see that it is not working. So what we do most of the time, that's why I travel a lot. I go and I talk to our beneficiaries. I talk to our potential clients, and I ask their view about where and how they need, and also how they can pay it. Because if they are not able to pay, your service or your product means nothing for them. So what we try to do is we talk to communities and also individual beneficiaries and try to create the most efficient business operations for them. Because our idea is not only making money, but creating the impact. In order to create the impact, you need to ask first of all what our beneficiaries need. And who knows that best? Themselves. So we go and talk to them. That's what I have been traveling, and I will be traveling quite often, and I love it. I miss my kids. See you.
Well, there you go, right? Look, I've got another very important question for you, and we hear a lot about charities, NGOs. You know, they get mixed responses, and the impact that they leave on those sectors, you know, they're left dependent sometimes on handouts. It's very interesting that the system you describe is in effect capitalist. Is this coming from your experience of the workings of the finances, the business side, but actually, how would I say, creating a sustainable CSR-driven business model?
Yeah, there are many points, crossing lines, let me say. But in the impact investment, the most important thing is your intent. But indeed, it is not a charity event. It is not a philanthropy activity. It's a business activity. So when you look at a true impact investment, there is no trade-off between impact and the profit. Actually, if you create the right business model, with your business model or product or the service, you can increase your impact by making more money. So that's the whole idea, and hopefully that we are able to do it everywhere that we are getting involved in.
I think that's probably what, the best place for us to bring this interview to a close, but I want to ask you one more question, just to sort of segue us into the future here. So you've been at European Utility Week, you've been heavily involved in the Initiate program. Just give us some key takeaways from the Initiate program and the kind of things that you're looking forward to in 2017.
Very valuable question, I think, and I would like to cross that message to entrepreneurs. Please launch your product as soon as possible, because there's someone else waiting, and someone else, another brilliant mind like yourself, is already developing a similar product. So the speed is the most important thing. And the second thing, especially when you operate, bringing your product to the market is very important. And second thing is, don't be afraid of partnering with others and the big corporates as well. If you are mission aligned, so that you don't have problem with working with them or with any big corporate, go ahead, because they will add value to your client. They can bring already clients to you. But again, be mission aligned with your partners. Otherwise, in the long term, this relationship will not work. So I think the two key messages that I would like to give, hopefully, to entrepreneurs. But about the Initiate, I think why Initiate is important, because it doesn't only bring entrepreneurs together and they talk and then they go home and then they start, so that was great and I'm energized, but what I'm about to do next? No, here, they are the biggest names here. They are the biggest technology providers here. Some of the biggest technology financiers are here. The corporate ventures are here. So it creates an ecosystem where they can actually find and meet, at least share really valuable ideas and the network that they can create here, and they can bring home and they can continue their work and operate successfully. That's what I believe that Initiate can help.
Well, Huseyin, I think that's a brilliant place for us to bring this interview to a close. Thank you very much for passing through, and I'm sure you're dying to meet your family.
Yeah, I will. I will be flying soon, so.
And thank you as well for tuning into this interview. If you'd like to learn more about startups, impact investment, and also breaking ground in the energy sector, please check out the other interviews. Visit the Initiate program. Check it all out. Thank you.